Divinity requires intuition. Imagine you're a finely tuned instrument like a violin. Now, your intuition is that perfect, soulful music that comes from the strings when they're played just right. But here's the kicker. Too often, we let the noise of the world drown it out. We hand the bow over to someone else, hoping they'll play the tune for us. But that's not how the music was meant to be made. You're the composer, the conductor, the musician. Divinity is in the music that you create when you trust your own hands to play. You think about it like this. We're all given this built-in GPS, this internal radar that gives us the coordinates for success, love, happiness, and peace. But most people, they're driving their cars through life with someone else's map. And guess what? That map is broken. If you keep letting others dictate your route, you'll end up on roads you didn't choose, going places you didn't want to go. So what happens when you reconnect with your intuition? You turn on your inner radar. You trust the whispers in your gut. And all of a sudden, you're driving your own life with precision. You're in control. You're the one making the decisions. You're leading, not following. We give away our power. Imagine this. You're in a zoo. And you've been caged for so long. You've forgotten what it feels like to roam. Your cage was built by all those safe little agreements that you made over the years. The rules you've followed, the people you've trusted, and the systems that promise you security. But in the process, you've lost yourself. You're not a lion anymore. You're a mouse pretending to be a lion, and it's killing you. Because deep down, you know you were born for something more than this. When you give away your power, it's like you're constantly signing away your ability to think, decide, and to act on your terms. You're handing the keys to someone else and hoping they'll drive you to a better life. But no one can drive your car like you. And here's the thing. The longer you hand over your power, the weaker you become. It's like watering a plant with no sunlight. You'll survive, but you'll never grow. The more we give away, the less we have. Let's talk about momentum. You know how it works, right? The more you roll with something, the more energy you build. But here's the twist. Every time you give away your power to someone else, you're literally slowing yourself down. It's like trying to ride a bicycle with the brakes on. You pedal harder and harder, but you're stuck in place. And the more you try, the more drained you get. Now picture this. You are the energy source. When you trust yourself and stop looking for validation, your energy flows. And you start going places, you move, you accelerate. And you're no longer stuck in the mud. That's the power of self-trust. When you give it away, the brakes, they're on. When you reclaim it, you're flying. Here's the reality. If you keep trusting outside forces over your own instincts, you'll keep sinking into the quicksand of life. It's only when you trust yourself, when you step into your power, the quicksand becomes solid ground. Why you need to trust yourself now. When you trust yourself, something amazing happens. You start living in alignment with your true self. It's like tuning your radio to the right frequency. Suddenly everything clicks, everything flows, and you're hearing the music of life loud and clear. But the science of this, it's even juicier. The brain has this thing called the reticular activating system. Think of it like your brain's personal bouncer. It filters out unnecessary info, so you focus on what matters. When you trust yourself, you send a signal to your brain that you're in control, that you trust your instincts, and your reticular activating system focuses on the things that align with that truth, everything falls into place. But if you don't trust yourself, the reticular activating system, it's stuck on fear mode, filtering everything through a lens of doubt and insecurity. You're constantly second-guessing yourself, creating confusion and making decisions that don't serve you. And here's what's scary. The longer you stay in that state, the harder it is to break free. You become a prisoner of your own mind, a puppet on someone else's string. Look, we all get stuck in these habits, these thoughts, these loops, right? Old patterns that drain us, that keep us small, like a bad relationship or an outdated belief system. These are the things that are zapping your energy and holding you back. Think of it like being stuck in a hamster wheel. You're running like hell, but getting nowhere. You need to pull the plug on these patterns, break the cycle, and hit that reset button. Here's a simple one. Notice when you're giving away your power. Notice the moments when you're looking outside yourself for permission. Interrupt that. Hit pause. Ask yourself, is this really mine to carry? Do I need someone else to tell me how to think? The minute you break the cycle, you're talking control again. You're putting your foot on the gas pedal and moving forward. So here's the secret. When you're helping someone else, or even yourself, pace their current reality first. This means meet them where they are. Acknowledge their fears, their doubts, their pain. But don't stay there. Once you've met them, you lead them to the new reality, where trust in themselves is natural. It's like being a tour guide in the jungle. You don't throw them into the wilderness and hope they find their way. First, you show them a safe path, but then, slowly, you guide them toward the open field, toward freedom. This isn't about dragging anyone along. It's about walking beside them and leading them to where they already know they need to be. Let's get one thing straight. Not trusting yourself, it's a dangerous game. It's like letting someone else pick your friends, your career, your relationship. You end up in the wrong situations, living a life that's not yours. Eventually, that catches up with you. The universe doesn't let you slide by on autopilot forever. It's like pushing a boulder up a hill. For a while it's easy, but soon you hit a point where you can't push any longer. The boulder will come rolling back and it'll crush you. But if you start trusting yourself now, things change. You break free from the chains of doubt. You set your own course and you take control of your destiny. You become the architect of your life instead of the passenger. When you trust yourself, you step into the flow of life. Your choices get clearer. You stop second-guessing yourself. You make decisions with power, precision and confidence. Your relationships get better because you're not constantly doubting. Your career takes off because you're no longer afraid of making bold moves. And here's the best part. You start attracting the people and the opportunities that align with who you really are. But if you keep waiting for someone else's approval, you'll stay stuck in the hamster wheel. You'll keep getting the same results. Nothing will change. But if you trust yourself, you'll unleash a whole new world of possibilities. You become unstoppable. The truth is simple. Stop waiting. Stop asking for permission. The power is in your hands. Always has been. Always will be. When you trust yourself, you reconnect with the divine source that's been inside you all along. You take control. You become the hero of your own story. So what's it going to be? Are you going to keep handing over your power? Are you going to step into your true self? Trust your intuition and reclaim your life. Make the decision now.